I also seen that you say when you and her were doing what you guys were doing, he would be pacing back and forth with a bottle of Astroglide.
Yeah, man. Every time, it was obviously something he was into in terms of visually watching this.
The hell is Astroglide? The hell? Oh, no. No.
So
What was being done with the Astroglide though?
Straight. Look, you already know what it is. Safari here. I'm locked in, and yo, check it out. Right now, you are watching You Just Got Juiced. Look, these are the reactions, and if you ain't subscribed yet, then what the hell on God's green earth are you waiting for? Alright? I'm watching it. I want to see some reactions. So it's all about You Just Got Juiced reaction. Make sure you logged in, checked in, subscribed in, watch it, and, make sure it's everything proper, lock up plastic and proper and straight out, and not them mama, soba, crotches. Straight.
What's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor. I just want you to know that you watching You Just Got Juiced reactions. Don't forget, you got the juice now.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy You Just Got the Juice, and we are back at it again for another live reaction video. If this is your first time here at the channel, let me say thank you for checking out this small channel and helping me grow. Just started doing this YouTube journey in January as of this year, and we have already surpassed 1,300 subscribers as of now June 4th. So just want to say a big kudos to you guys for showing this young guys some love. It lets me know I'm doing something good, and I will continue to keep on coming as long as y'all keep on coming back. All right, somebody sent me this video on my Discord, and if you don't follow me on Discord, the link is in the bio. So somebody sent me this video of Cameron interviewing the Punisher from the Diddy trial. So we're going to just dive right into this one, and let's see what they're talking about.
Now hustle.
That's what's up. So how did the first time Puff and Cassie get in contact with you?
Yo, they called up like they was just hiring a regular party. Cassie hit me directly, said her name was Janet, and said it was her birthday. So her husband said she could hire a dancer. So I just booked it like a regular party. At the time, it was like $200. I gave her a quote. She said she was going to be there with some friends. They gave me an address and the time to show up. And I'm thinking I'm showing up to do a party, just a regular little striptease for a birthday girl.
But like, that's a great answer.
So far, that's everything we heard in the testimony.
How do they find you? Like, is it ads, internet? Like, how do they even track somebody like you down?
Oh yeah, yo, all my marketing and stuff in my business is like SEO, so Google searches. So if you go online in the New York City area and you put in male strippers for hire or whatever, my website's gonna come up. So they just clicked on the website and called the number, and I just happened to pick up the phone. I don't think they were looking for me specifically.
Right.
I just picked up the phone.
Got you. Where did let's say the first time, where did these events usually happen at? Puff's house, Cassie's house, hotel? Like, where did these events happen at?
I was all super high-end hotels.
Gotcha.
So I remember it was the Trump Tower, Essex House, the London Hotel, the Gramercy Hotel. It was another hotel, Central Park West.
Is he saying these are different hotels that he did with Cassie and Diddy, or the hotels that he normally do these what you call this stuff? These gigs
I don't remember the name, but they were all along the lines of super high end, super suites. One of the suites, man, in the London hotel, it was so crazy when I got out of it. I Googled it, and the joint was like $30K a night, yo.
Wow.
I never seen nothing like this in my life, man. The hotel room looked like, you know that scene in the Titanic when they walk in that ballroom and the stairway well comes down?
Right.
Like the hotel room was crazy, man.
How often did they call you or book you?
Like I said in my I can't remember the exact amount of time, so I estimated between 8 and 12 times.
Oh,
but it would be like every few months. But it would be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like I would come Friday night, then they come back Saturday night, then come back Sunday, and then I might not be called for 3-4 months, and then they'll just pop up. So at the time, I thought they lived out of town. You know.
That's crazy. They did it that many times. So Diddy must have had an attraction for the dude or something, bro. That's crazy, bro.
She would call me from a Cali number.
I thought it was just one time or something.
So I assumed they were out of state. And she basically said, yo, can I hit you when we're in town?
Right.
But it would be multiple nights in a row, but months in between.
Right. And if some of these questions that I asked you may seem repeated because you've been asked these same questions, I just want, we have a different audience from with the interviews you've done, and some people may not know in the trial or what's happening. So some of these questions, I don't want to seem like it's redundant if you answer them 100 times this week. So I was reading that in the beginning, you didn't even know what was going on or that it was even Puff was participating. Could you explain your first time going to one of these events?
Yeah, so I really believed they were a married couple. Like when I got there, I didn't recognize Cassie.
Right.
Like I saw her face, she looked familiar, but honestly, when I saw her, I thought she was Megan Good.
Right.
Like if I was gonna pin, I was like, yo, I think this is Megan Good. But then when I looked on the Google, Megan Good was much thicker. So I couldn't really figure it out. So, and then when she said her husband, when Puff walks out to finally, do his voyeur thing and see what's going on.
So hold on real quick. It didn't start with Puff in the room.
Nah, it never started with him in the room.
Okay.
It would only be me and her. And she said at some point, her husband's going to walk in and I'm not supposed to acknowledge him, look at him, act like he's not even in the room.
Right.
So we'll be like on a couch, let's say on one end of the room, and then like on the far end of the room, it'll be like a table with a chair. And eventually he'll come in the room and like sit in the area across the room, like watching, and we're supposed to act like he's not there.
How often, pardon me, not how often, how long did it take until you realized that it was Diddy?
Bro, like, I want to say like over a year.
Get the fuck out of here. A whole year? Why? So let me, how long, okay, let's, I want to stick to that for a second, but how long did you know till it was Cassie?
So the minute I found out it was Diddy, that's when I knew it was Cassie.
So it took a year for you to find out for Cassie as well?
Yeah, yo,
Okay.
I didn't recognize it. Like when I jumped out of it, I did try to do the Google searches. Like I wanted to try to figure out who it was,
Right.
but I'm Googling a married couple.
Right.
So every result I'm getting is not leading me to the right places because they're not married.
Got you.
So then, and I never found out with a visual cue.
And then he looked like he owed us, so he probably wasn't gonna recognize her anyway and stuff. Cause like again, I wouldn't really recognize her if I seen her because she wasn't like she not one of them girls you really recognize to me anyway.
It was a hotel, the ex's house, and
like man, would y'all recognize Jay Holiday if y'all see him walk past you? I'm just saying,
I would get there, let's say 2 a.m, and sometimes nothing would pop off for hours. So in this case, they threw me in like an extra room in the suite. Mm-hmm. And just to kill time, I happened to cut on the TV, and the TV had a welcome message. So the TV said, ex's house would like to welcome Mr. Sean Combs. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea, man.
So that's how you found out that it was Cassie and Diddy by just coming on the TV and seeing the introduction on the television. Wow.
Oh.
I seen also.
Tony Wangs of America, get their mullets flared up, you know, gotta get it all juiced up. Neon Icon here, you know what I mean? Sponsored, powered by Connecticut, y'all, you know, get fired up, you know, big summer on the way. Okay. I'm gonna check out those juiced reactions. Happy Father's Day. I'm gonna go check it out and go subscribe. I know it's right. Just got juiced up, Dan Tony.
In the transcripts that you would say that it was just a sex scene in the beginning, nothing, no intercourse. How long until you had actual intercourse? What was happening in the first few sessions when it wasn't any intercourse?
Nah, it was only the first session where it wasn't intercourse.
Okay, so 10 times, one time it was only not intercourse the first time.
The first time. And it was offered, yo, but I was so bugged out. Like this wasn't my hustle, right? So
Right.
I'm really in there thinking this is a married couple and they want to do some voyeur sexy scene.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the like set up on the couches, the baby all rubbed down or whatever. And then at some point, Puff jumped up. I didn't know it was him. He left the room. She left the room to talk to him. And she came back like, yo, that was perfect. We happy. We good. And then she said to me, yo, do you want to finish? Meaning, you know, I guess, do I want to bust a nut out? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my first example, you know, I'm trying to be professional. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, if y'all good, I'm good. This ain't about me. And I just left, you know, but she did say, all right, well, when we get back in town, we want to hit you again. Is it okay? I'm like, yeah, I just got $2K to rub down like a super bad chick. So I'm not, of course I'm down if you want to hit me back, but it was offered to me the first time and I actually turned it down, yo. Trying to be on some professional.
Right. Was baby oil mandatory?
Mandatory, yo.
Yeah, he got a baby oil. That's just mandatory. I seen also in the transcripts that you said it was just supposed to be like a sexy scene, meaning that Puff would tell you to move the candles a certain way or tell her to move the candles a certain way for lighting purposes for his visual. Could you explain that?
Yeah, so like when I first got in there, she made it clear that this was a scene we were setting up for her husband.
Okay.
So, you know, it was like couches, all the furniture in the suite was covered in sheets. Like everything was covered in sheets. So it was like a single chair across from like a big sofa. And we were supposed to sit on there and kind of, I'm supposed to put oil on myself. She's supposed to do the same. And then at some point we'll rub it on each other and we doing little like masturbating. I'm masturbating, she's masturbating, but you could tell it was an act.
Right.
Like we're like in character, like one of them corny Cinemax movies. You know what I'm saying? Like the sex scene in them little Cinemax movies. So we're trying to make it look like the part, you know, and then he would give subtle cues because he's across the room and the room's dark, everything's candle lit, and he'll say like, yo, move a little bit, yo, move the candle, I can't really see, or move the body. And he would never talk to me, not one word to me, only to her. And if it's instructions for me, it goes to her and she tells me. So it was like a real scripted kind of routine, and it really went like that every single time.
So he was basically orchestrating a sex scene without directly talking to you, but telling her certain things.
Exactly.
Wow. Crazy. I seen also in the transcript, or I actually heard you talk about this, that Puff will have the Muslim mask on and be naked from the neck down. What was that like? Pause.
Bro, that was like the weirdest shit ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's already weird knowing like a dude coming in the room, you know? But, you know, I'm messing with the chick, and mind you, I'm seeing all this peripheral.
Right.
So it's extra crazy because it's not straight on. So it's at the corner of my eye. I'm like, yo, this dude got on like a veil and he's half the time he's beating off and he's walking side to side. So it was it was definitely a difficult space to try to be in. But I ain't no front, bro. At the time I'm greedy. I want this bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the scenario and I'm trying to make it work. But it was tough, man. It was tough.
It was just a veil. Somebody told me he had a Yankee fitted over the veil, everything. So everything was just covering the face. Super big pause and naked from the neck down every single time.
Every single time, man. So that's a little construed, right? It was a veil, just period, like the ones the Muslim women wear, so you don't see anything but the eyes. But I think at some point after like the year and change, and it was a while, he wore the veil for a minute.
Right.
I think they might have figured out. I saw the TV, and at some point he just changed to a Yankee fitted. So at some point he dropped the veil, and
oh man, I'm not trying to picture it, but I am. It's like, bro, it's a man in the dark. Just walking back and forth, getting his hand, just take that in his head. Oh, damn, Diddy. This is crazy, bro.
I guess he knew, maybe he saw the TV on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I probably left it, and I guess he figured out, homie figured it out. So he stopped wearing a veil, and he was just like rocker fitted.
Right. I also seen that you say when you and her were doing what you guys were doing, he would be pacing back and forth with a bottle of Astroglide.
Yeah, man. Every time, it was obviously something he was into in terms of visually watching this.
The hell is Astroglide? The hell? Oh, no.
So
What was being done with the Astroglide though? Paul.
I guess he's using it as lubricant to beat off. You know what I'm saying? That was, he's pleasuring himself during the action. So I'm obviously he's using that for lube.
Is it?
Do you consider Puff a cuckold?
Yeah, I mean the whole time that's what I thought it was.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It's because you keep using the word voyeur. This is cuckold activity.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, we're gonna step it up to cuckold.
Yeah. So I'm saying voyeur because that's what she said to me.
Right.
Like when I came in.
You know why? Because they down. You know why? Because voyeur don't seem as bad as cuckold. So they downplay it with the I'm just a voyeur. Nah, you was an official cuckold, nigga. Because voyeur can mean you watching anybody, not your girl. Cuckold is when your girl is in play. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's sound cuckoldish, man. Did Puff ever participate?
Cuckoldish.
Nah, man. Nah, he stayed across the room. Like I said in my testimony, the closest he got to actual action, like it was one time, all this stuff, almost every session happened in the living room, but it was one specific one where we got moved to the bedroom, me and her. Mm-hmm. So in the bedroom, he's in a closer proximity because he's walking around the bed. And at some point, like almost at like the strip club, he took like a stack of hundreds and just threw it on the bed while we was, when me and her was having sex. And we both was like, what's going on? And he just was like, nah, I'm enjoying this shit. And, we just kept doing what we was doing.
Right. So the nigga basically, pardon me, I'm gathering the information as we talk. Y'all in the bed, he's circling the room, takes a second and just throw it on the bed.
Throw it on the bed.
Wow. It's crazy. Sorry about that. I was just thinking. What was the most money you made doing this with them?
Every single time I came, it was 1,200 or 2,000. But like I said, sometimes I could come 3 days in a row.
Right. So,
You know, so it would be 1,200, 2,000, 1,200 for that. You know what I'm saying?
for that session.
3 days. Yeah, exactly.
Got you. And it will last 2-3 days?
Yeah, 2-3 days, but not straight. Like a few hours, I'll go home, you'll come back again. A few hours, I'll go home, come back again. You know?
That nigga's on time. That nigga's on clockwork. That's some wild nigga, man. I also seen that you say Cassie said she felt comfortable with you. Did you take that as she liked you?
Not really. I knew it was clear, man. This was something we were setting up for her dude, right? At the time, I'm thinking her husband, because she said this to me the very first
This is
encounter,
wow, bro.
right?
Wow.
So I didn't think it was a personable, she's into me. But obviously, if this is something that has to be done based on their sexual fetish, well, she's going to do it with somebody that, all right, I'm comfortable with this dude, you know?
Right.
So I always took it as however the vibe was, however things went, it worked for her. So that's why she said, I want to call you back, you know?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Did Puff ever
That
appear
makes
jealous
sense. Okay.
while you guys were having intercourse or
makes sense.
participating with each other?
Not at all, man. Not at all. It was
that
like
shit.
good to go. Like I told you, the focus was making sure he got the right visuals, the lighting was right.
But why not jealous of him though? Oh, because he get to watch it. Okay, never mind.
We, you know, put more baby oil on. Like he was into it from an enjoyment standpoint, not. Yeah.
So, but you saying he basically never was jealous. Did Cassie ever reach out to you without Puff?
Nah, it was strictly business. And honestly, man, I wasn't even trying to play that, you know, get caught up in some type of fantasy. I know one of the other dudes got caught up in some fantasy of they could be together. I knew what it was, man. Like, right. She with a dude in $30,000 a night suites. Like I move, I can pull it off with chicks, but you know, that's a tough act to follow. You know what I'm saying? So I saw it as an opportunity, man, and I was just trying to come through to, you know, come up whatever way I could with that easy money, how I saw it.
Yeah, I ain't knocking you, my nigga. How was that pussy though?
I mean, bro, even if it was fire.
Bro, was the pussy good, family? Let's stop the political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street on 40th. Was the pussy, how was that pussy, my nigga?
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like, I got a dude pacing back and forth, beating his joint. You know what I'm saying? My peripherals, my spider senses is wilding. You know what I'm saying? And especially when I found out it was Puff. When I found out it was Puff, it got all the way worse, because if you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, you know, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid. Like I wrote in my book, bro, for real. I got a hearing problem.
Right.
Hold up, man. He said if you grew up in Harlem, then you knew the rumors already that he was into dudes. So they knew this already, the same as like Rocket 100 said that Nipsey Hussle, everybody knew about him in the West Coast. So it's just kind of weird, because it's like I said, we just figuring this stuff out. Well, I'm not gonna say we, because I already had an idea of Puff interviews and stuff like that. It was kind of right there in the face, but that Nipsey Hussle one caught me off surprise. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna link the video right here. And then I think I'll take a break right here, and then I'll continue this video with a part 2, because this is about an hour and a half video. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Like I said, I'm not really trying to cover the Diddy trial like everybody else, but since it's Cameron, you know, I'll show him some love, man, because I know he'll make it a little bit funny and stuff like that. But it's your boy, You Just Got Juice. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll catch you guys next time. And don't forget, you got the juice now, and we are out. Boo, 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 boo.